Screen Time Allowance. This is the show where we talk about the movies, the games, and shows we're watching and playing. I'm Jonathan, and this is...
Zach!
All right!
Today we're going to be talking about underwater!
Underwater! Okay, so Underwater is a new movie in January. It's January 2020. And we saw it in the theater about 4 days ago, right?
It's not a zombie movie. It's about underwater creatures. And spoilers, if you haven't seen this movie, don't watch it. See the movie first.
Right. Very good.
Spoilers.
So yeah, we're going to spoil it. It's only been out for a little while. So.
We're sorry for not telling you in the other videos. We're so sorry for that.
That's okay. They're old movies. If somebody's watching this video about Dawn of the Dead 1978 when I was 2 years old and they haven't seen it yet, they're going to get mad about spoilers. That's their own fault, right? Zombies. All right. So, Underwater. So, Underwater, we have Kristen Stewart and T.J. Miller and a bunch of other guys.
I just got some Roblox feathers.
Okay. We're talking about Underwater first. We'll talk about game time. We'll talk about the stuff you got, okay?
Slap.
Okay. So, this movie is kind of reminiscent of older movies that I liked as a kid, like Leviathan and Deep Star 6. Deep Star 6, I didn't... No, well, yeah, kind of, but underwater type movies, right? We haven't had any good underwater scary movies lately.
Yeah, only Jaws and Jaws
isn't lately. Jaws is older than I am. The only thing that kind of took place underwater a little bit was the Meg recently, right? There was a part where they were underwater in the lab. But this whole thing takes place 7 miles underneath the ocean, right?
I know. And 40 meters under the sea.
No, way more than 40 meters. 7 miles is way more than 40 meters. So they're drilling in the
47 meters down.
Yeah, they're drilling in the Marianas Trench.
That's the whole movie.
Yeah, well, 47 meters down is the shark movie. Yeah. So here they are. We got a group of people that are drilling in the bottom of the ocean. Right off the bat, we have Kristen Stewart brushing her teeth. She's like, I hear something. It's weird. She walks out. A drop of water drips on her hand, and then what happens?
The whole ship starts collapsing.
Boom! Everything starts blowing up. She's running. She meets up with another guy. They both get in a thing. They got to shut this door, right? Everything's collapsing. And then we see these two other guys running. And they're like, come on, you can make it. And then the other guy's like, oh, man, they're not going to make it. We got to close this door. So she has to close it, right? And then just everything goes crunches in, right? Do you know why everything was crunching in?
Because the force of the sea is really strong.
All that weight of the water is just pushing down on anything that's not equalized with it. So it lost pressure and crunched up. So it's a disaster. From here on out, disaster city.
Right. City.
The next thing, they're climbing through the rubble. They hear the voice. They unpack this guy. I forget it's T.J. Miller. His name's Paul.
Don't you be looking at your phone.
Well, it's my notes. So they dig Paul out, and he's happy to be alive. And they're trying to make it to another section of the structure that maybe has escape pods in it, right? So they get to the escape pods. And they're all gone, but the captain's there. They're like, "Hey, Captain, wake up! All right, let us know." So he lets them in. He says, "Look, all the things."
The door was jammed.
Right, the door was jammed, but she used her mechanical engineering skills to hack it open. So he explains that a bunch of the pods have left already. There's none there. They're gonna have to figure out a plan to go to a different section, right?
Yeah.
So they get out. They get in their suits. We meet a couple other people too. We meet Smith. We meet the girl who played.
Remember the captain broke his
Emily,
arm?
who is Jessica Henley, is her name?
Remember?
She's from Iron Fist.
Remember that the captain broke his arm? Yeah,
so he had his arm in a sling. But they all get into their big, super pressurized robot wetsuits, right? And they're chugging across. They got to walk.
It's kind of like a police officer suit, just made of metal.
I wish I had a police officer suit made of metal. I'd feel a lot safer.
Ping, 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 ping.
So they have to walk a mile down and a mile over on the ocean floor. So they're in this. They get down to this tunnel and they're going through the tunnel and they see a rescue signal, right, like a distress signal.
Beep.
stop everything. We gotta make sure there's nobody there, right? So Paul and Smith go out in their suits, and they find the pod. It's collapsed, and they're like, "There's no body here. We don't see any body." And then he's like, "Oh no, wait, there's a body." So they get closer. And what do they see?
They see his back is like kind of broken a little, and it kind of looks like a cookie cutter just broken to his spine.
But then what happens?
The body starts moving a little.
And then something comes out. And they have
it's kind of like an octopus and an eel. And
they have this bolt gun. They go, bow, and they shoot it.
It's kind of like an axe and a gun.
Right. The next thing you know, they're slopping it on this table. They're like, I don't know what this is. What is this? We don't know.
Touch the nerve.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, it's just nerves. And then things start banging around. Boom, boom. What is that? Something's out there. Something's out there.
Bum,
they
bum,
look
bum.
up. They see a little portal of glass. They look up. They see something in the glass. And then behind it, they see explosion. The rest of the structure's exploding.
And when they look down, there is more of those things.
Right. So they don't know what to do now. But they managed to get down. They have a...
And by the way...
What?
The bigger things need to move.
Oh, well, we're getting there. So they ride the thing down to the bottom of the ocean floor, and they get in this tunnel. And they're trudging through the tunnel. And they get to a spot where it's underwater. They're collapsed and filled up, partially filled up. So they have to go underneath, right? They have to go underwater. Ooh. And the last guy to go is Paul. He has his little stuffed bunny rabbit, right?
And he says, if you lose this, I'll haunt you.
Yeah, if you lose this, I'll come back and haunt you. So he's the last one through. He gets under there, and he's almost out. Then what happens? Something grabs him, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, they're trying to grab me. They put his helmet on. He's like, he's pulling me underwater. Get my helmet on. So they're doing a pretty good job of trying to keep this guy alive. Put the helmet on, and then what happens? We just see it do something to him. Just
yanks him.
Yanks his leg off, right? Yeah. And then his whole helmet goes, fills up with blood, and they're like, he goes away.
And
another one down.
That was like in the sewer part.
I forgot another character's death before this. It wasn't monster related.
It wasn't monster related. One guy just started going down, and then.
Yeah. So what happened was
like, stop!
So yeah. So what happened when they were getting in their suits.
It opens it, and then he just explodes.
Yeah. So when they're getting into their suits,
like a giant fart.
Yeah, when they're getting in their suits, this guy gives Kristen Stewart's character the helmet. He says, "Here, take this helmet." So he knew that he was going to wear a compromised helmet. So when they started equalizing the pressure to the thing, you see the cracks go in his helmet, and then they're like, "Don't open the door," like you said, and they open it.
It's like the little cracks in your teeth, just bigger.
Does he really explode, or does he implode? He implodes. That's what the pressure does.
It's kind of like that door. Okay. Do you know one of those squish balls that you squish and then all the water goes out? That's what happened to him, except for the blood.
Right.
All the blood goes out.
Yeah, and then they show them walking out, and like little chunks of them are hitting their helmets and stuff. Remember?
No, it's the most creepiest part.
What? Okay, let's get back to it. We'll get back to the creepy. So they're in the tunnel. Paul just gets killed. They get out.
They're bait.
They're trying to go to another facility. I'm kind of fuzzy on exactly how this rolled out. We only saw it once. It was like 5 days ago.
Yeah, and they're just bait out there. They're just bait.
Right, and a lot of things go wrong.
Video.
A lot of things go wrong.
Yeah.
So as they're going, the debris falling, and Smith pushes the one girl. I forget her name now. Emily pushes Emily out of the way, and his rebreather gets busted, so he's having a hard time breathing. Right, so they have to drag this guy around on the ocean floor.
He's like this. He braved for a while.
He braved for a rival? What? What language are you speaking?
He breathed.
For a little while, yeah.
And then, if you hold your breath, it was kind of like that, but you couldn't let it go.
Right. So he was running out of air because he was just recycling CO2. So what happens then? So it's the captain, it's Nora, who's Kristen Stewart, Emily, and Smith. Those are the only ones left, right?
Yeah, but...
The monsters come. Oh, she has a light. The monster's coming. They grab Smith, who's unconscious, pull him in this tunnel.
Sea turtle.
He goes in there. The captain goes in there to get him, right? He says, I got him. He's okay. I'm pulling him out. Starts pulling him out. They both get pulled out, right? She grabs onto him, and they're getting pulled up, way up.
It was kind of like a sea turtle without its shell.
Right? Yeah, it kind of looked like that.
And it's
swimming up. And of course, they're depressurizing too fast, right?
Yeah, and...
So the captain's like, you gotta let go. Let go, or else you're gonna die.
And then
he lets go, and you see him smush.
Yeah,
Actually, I think he explodes because the pressure is too great in his suit compared to the water, and he explodes.
I know. It's kind of like when you put your hand in a glove and then you go like this.
Right. So now we got her floating back down to the ocean floor. We don't know what happened to Emily and Smith. They're just hanging out somewhere.
I just want to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, it was kind of like Alien just underwater because there was kind of like 3 forms.
We'll get to the big reveal here in a minute, okay?
What's the big reveal?
So Nora lands back down on the ocean floor, finds an old abandoned one, which they were talked about going to, but he said the captain said it's not there anymore, but it was. So she's able to fix her stuff. Goes out.
She looks at the locker.
Right.
But
she finds the captain's old wetsuit or big suit from the...
Know what I saw?
What'd you see? A map?
No, I saw a couple of those creatures. They were researching.
Oh, like the painting on the wall? Kind of looked like the
No, not that painting. When she looked into the locker, I noticed like a little picture.
Ooh, I have to look at that because I didn't notice that.
I actually did notice that because it was like a little bit off of the map.
Oh, okay. So she thinks she's all by herself. She goes out. She finds Kelly. I keep forgetting her name. Kelly. Emily. She finds Emily, who is
Remember her name.
Right. She's on the verge. She's been dragging Smith this whole time, and she's on the verge of leaving him behind because it's just too much. But then Nora shows up and says, oh my God, I thought you were dead. Let's grab Smith. We're almost there. So they get to the second structure, but it's weird. There's like a ceiling, and there's all of these underwater monster hands floating down. Right? They're like, oh.
Wait,
man,
don't get to that part.
What'd I forget?
She grabbed a new wetsuit. She actually runs in a mech suit, which is actually not good. She's trying to get the other girl.
Oh, it's fine. But it turned out fine. So they get to the thing, and it's just, you see this overhang of a bunch of arms, underwater monster arms floating down like jellyfish tendrils, huh?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, let's go. It's right there. We got to go walk through these arms to get there.
Like, kind of like seaweed, just upside down.
Right. So they start walking, and then one hand goes beep, right on Nora Kristen Stewart's faceplate. And she's like, just keep going. It's fine. The thing wakes up and eats her. Eats her whole. Eats her whole. She goes inside of it. What does she do?
Blast.
Blasts a hole through it. And then
she didn't cut.
She just blasts a hole through it with her bolt gun. And what did she do after that?
It was kind of like, boom. And then the hole started getting bigger, like in your pants where it goes like, if you start putting your fingers in it.
She made like a little hole to kill it and then just scraped her way out and walked out of it, huh? It was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool moment.
Little zombie fact, that's what happens to people. They just rip their bellies open.
Oh, what are you talking about? You can't come up with random zombie facts in an underwater monster movie. All right.
I want to eat your belly.
So all that noise and disruption makes them all start coming awake. They're getting into the door, and as they're getting in the door, she looks up, and the whole ceiling full of dangly arms
starts lifting up.
And what is it actually?
Like a container when I lift the lid up.
I know, but what were we looking at? Were we looking at like a tunnel roof, or were we looking at? It was a giant monster, and the little monsters were just inside of it, huh? So you see this big monster coming away, and you don't know who this is yet, but it turns out that it's Cthulhu. And you'll be like, who's Cthulhu? Cthulhu is somebody you'll read about in a few years when you get real good at reading, okay? Some scary stories about Cthulhu. So it's Cthulhu, tentacle mouth and everything, right? And it says one of the shots you can actually see his little wings too, but I didn't see that. So then it's on. It's crazy. We got to get to these escape
Mommy
pods.
alien just coming in.
Right.
But it kind of looks like an alien from Alien vs. Predator, just much bigger tentacle mouth.
Much bigger, yeah. So
much bigger.
They're running this way. The door's closing. They're running this way. The door's closing. Oh, they get around. They find 3 pods are left. 1 for each of them. But
Yeah.
what happens?
One is B.
Don't try to spell it. You're not going to be able to
Be broken.
Be broken, right. So,
Be broken, pod.
I guess what I failed to mention is that Emily and Smith are actually a couple. So Nora says, she doesn't say that the third one is out of commission. They just put Smith in one. She's like, good luck. You're going to be all right. Poof, goes off. And then she goes, Emily, get in here. You're next. And she's like, no, it's okay. You go next. I'll take the last one. Yeah. And then they start arguing. And Emily figures out, the third one doesn't work, does it? She's like, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Just get in there. I'll try to fix it.
She still says no.
Argue. Then what does Nora do to Emily? Pow! Punches her in the nose. Oh, not super bad. Just enough to make her sit down, right? Yeah. They have a good last goodbye. Thank you. Thank
Zombie
you for
punch.
everything. Yeah, thank you for everything. Straps her in. Poof. There you go. So then we got Smith and Emily ascending. But the big monster Cthulhu,
Alien attack.
he don't want none of that, does he? He doesn't want nobody getting away, so he whoosh, sends a bunch of guys after him, right? And they're swimming after the pods. And Nora's in there, and she's like, oh, this thing has a core that I can stop and melt down. So you use mechanical engineering skills.
Like some metal just melting down and exploding.
Right. So she uses her mechanical engineering skills and some hacking wizardry and stops the core and makes it overheat.
Boom.
Boom. It explodes.
Boom, baby.
Then the shockwave goes up, kills the monsters chasing the capsules. And we don't.
Cthulhu
and Nora
just dies.
Yeah, and Cthulhu gets consumed in the thing. He if it's really Cthulhu, he ain't dead. He'll be coming back. But
it kind of looks like a mom alien from Alien.
Unfortunately, we
just big.
Right.
Big. It's kind of inappropriate to watch her birth while we fight.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we lose Nora, right? Nora gets killed in the blast. She sacrifices herself to save those other two, to save Emily and Smith. So we don't see them get to the top. So that's pretty much the end of the movie. And then during the beginning of the credits, we see newspaper articles about how the drilling, all the footage is gone. They're not letting these 2 survivors talk to the press. The company's going to resume drilling. Like all this stuff is like, y'all are asking for it. Y'all are asking for it. And then the end. So corporations messing
That's
things.
the funny part. It shows the bunny getting measured.
Oh yeah, measuring it. Yeah.
And it looks so cute on its side.
What did you think of this movie?
It was great. I recommend you watching it.
Did Mom like this movie?
No, she got freaked out.
I think she liked it, but she did get scared. There were some parts that made her jump.
She was like an ant getting sucked up.
You know what the most fun part of watching a scary movie with Mom is? Not watching the movie. It's looking over at Mom and watching her go like this. She has this face. It's so hilarious. It makes me laugh.
It goes like she's first like this, and then she's like, and then she's like.
Oh yeah. What was your favorite part of this movie? What did you think? If you had to tell somebody about your favorite part that you liked the most in this movie, what would it be? You think?
Cthulhu.
When they reveal that big monster, he floats away. I was like, oh no, it's so big.
And then there's here's my second part, favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
I really like when I actually saw all the monsters united from from the edge of the map because that was
making stuff up.
No.
What are you talking about?
I actually saw one monster.
Oh, okay.
Just one. Or it could be like someone, I don't know.
Would you go to school on Monday and be like, Dylan, you got to see Underwater? Would you tell him it was a cool movie?
Yeah.
Did you already tell him?
No.
No? Okay. Mention it, man. Say, hey, man, that movie was cool. Well, everybody else was going to see Frozen 2 and Fuzzy Pink Pandas Part 9. I went to go see Underwater, and it made my mom go like this.
No, it made my mama go like this.
Okay, so I'll give it a thumbs up. I'll give it a recommend. You give it a recommend, right?
Yeah.
Let's switch gears and talk about...
game time!
Right, game time. Okay, game time. What are you playing here lately? Roblox. Let's tell us a little bit about what you got today.
No. Okay, I got some cool figures.
Right.
I got like a wizard, a Viking dude, I think. Can't really remember.
Yeah, it's a Viking guy. A rock and roll girl.
And like...
An alien guy, huh?
No, it wasn't an alien. It looked like a magic... Wait.
Magic alien. Huh.
Wait. It looked like a monster.
Oh, yeah?
Monster.
Okay. And so those also come with codes that we get to redeem and get cool stuff in Roblox. And we don't know what that is yet because we haven't done it. We'll do that when we get off of here, okay?
Yeah. We're going to show you the codes in our next video.
You've been playing Roblox. I forgot that was even up there.
What?
I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I know it's about a year old now. But, man, it sucked me right back in. The game's fun. And it's huge. There's like 100 islands and ocean and ancient Greece. It's cool. Too bad you don't like it. Oh no! Grow, get your foot off me. It's brown on the bottom. Stop. Don't ever do that. All right, so let's wrap it up. Zach's playing Roblox. I'm playing Assassin's Creed. I'm going to have to take 6 showers now just to wash your foot funk off of me. Gross. All right. Let's say goodbye. And,
okay, let's say goodbye.
Oh, gross. All right, I don't know if the end's going to work, so if it doesn't work, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.